lied to me. You said it was all for show. You said it's make-believe. You tell me pack my things and go. Yeah, I cannot conceive. These messages in my phone. I am trying to see where it was that I went wrong. Well, she's a monster. She's rotten to the core. Still I miss her. She keep me coming back for more. All this illusion. The spells that she casts, I can't forget her. The devil from my past.
Alrighty, good evening.
How we doing?
Good, we are your hosts, Chappy
and Junior.
What's going on, everybody? So it's been an interesting week.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Ooh-wee.
Thank God. Let's see. What's happened over the week? Let's see. You had your podcast?
On Monday, yeah.
On Monday, went pretty well. You talked about a whole bunch of little different things. I listened in.
Get a couple comments.
Got a couple comments. I commented on there for you. Wednesday's debacle. It seems like the last 2 weeks we've had problems with Skype connecting to our software that we go live with.
Yeah, which hopefully is working now.
Hopefully it's working now because we actually have a special guest today.
Yep.
That we're going to talk about basically wrongful incarcerations. Basically, it has to deal with, I believe, his brother. I think. I'm not for sure on the details because, like I said, we just kind of let people come onto the show and we let them talk about whatever they want. This actually was a response to an open invitation that I put out on our Facebook group, which if you guys aren't a part of, go to Facebook, look up Chappy and Junior's podcast. If you search podcast, it's one of the, I think it's the first one.
I think so.
If you go to Facebook and search podcast, it's the first one that pops up. But go over there and give it an ad because we put different things in there.
Yep.
Little updates and stuff. So give that a look. Be on the lookout for Adrenaline Underground Radio,
which is partially up.
It's partially up. We do have a link on our webpage over at Chappy's Flocking Podcast, which the URL is going to change tonight. It'll all be updated by the weekend, end of weekend, and everything. The URL will be updated. The site will still be
the same,
but the URL is going to change. And that would be the finalizing of our
website.
Our rebranding.
Yes, of our rebranding. That's.
So,
if you go to our website at Chappy'sandJrsPodcast.com, on our homepage it says click here for giveaway rules and podcast news.
Yeah.
Go there. We've got a giveaway going on right now for a baseball cap and a long sleeve t-shirt.
Yep.
And there are 4 different ways that you can enter.
Yep. Number 1 is, I'm going to read the first one, and then you can read the rest of them. The first one is, if you registered already for last month's
coffee mug,
which is already on its way to the winner, Robert. So again, congratulations to him. But if you go to the homepage and click on it, and scroll to the bottom, there's a little comment section. Put in the comment section giveaway. Put in, and then it asks for, I think it asks for like a chat name and your email address.
Yeah.
Go ahead and fill that out. You'll see it when you get on there. Go ahead and do that, and that'll give you the entry. We also entered the 2 first runner-ups.
Yep.
from last month into this month, which was Tony Superman, the Superman Tony, which I'm actually working on getting him on the podcast because he's got a whole backstory. I've been friends with Tony for quite a while.
Yeah.
We used to work together in an aluminum factory up in Ohio. That's how I know Tony.
Gotcha.
And he's got a pretty good recovery, like, from drugs story.
Okay.
Like, he was addicted to drugs and stuff. And he's got a pretty cool story now, and I want to get him onto the podcast.
I'd love to hear that.
And share his story from his highs to his lows back to his highs.
Right. The other runner-up is Christine.
Yep. We are sending out emails to both.
Yep.
They actually both should have received their emails, letting them know that they are entered into next month's as a thank you from us.
Yes, sir.
If you want to go ahead and read the other...
ways to enter?
Yeah, the other ways to enter.
So the second way is if you weren't in last month's giveaway, come onto the site and just register an account and you'll get a free entry.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's all you got to do. You ain't got to give any money, you ain't got to do nothing. Just register on the site.
Right.
So the third way is if you refer somebody, you have a friend sign up to the site, they have to go into the comments as they're registering and put your name, and both of you will get a free entry. If they don't mention your name, you won't get that entry.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Make sure they put your name in there. And then the final way right now is you head over to our gear and you purchase something.
Yep.
For every $5 that you spend, you get 5 entries.
Right. Now, guys, this isn't... To enter, there is no purchase necessary.
Yes.
The fourth way is just an extra way for you to get extra... entries
and
to increase your odds, but you don't have to do that.
The giveaway is running from the 26th of August until September 30th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
And we'll be doing the drawing on the 1st, which is that following Saturday.
Yes, the Saturday following it. Any entries that are after that, there's a cutoff. It's time stamped. Anything after 11:59 Eastern Standard Time will not count for the next entry. Go ahead and remember to get them in before that time.
Yes.
One last thing. This giveaway is a thank you from us here, from myself and Junior.
Yeah.
It's a thank you to all you listeners out there.
Even if you're friends or family.
Even if you are close friends or family, please enter. That way if you win and you decide that you would rather just pass it on to the second place person, then we'll talk about it and that could happen. But this is just a thank you. What you do with it after we offer it to you is up to you. Ultimately is up to you. So this is just a thank you from us. So we're actually going to talk about a little bit of news that's going on in Chappie and Junior's Podcast Productions LLC. So we also have this on the website.
Yep, which is on our homepage where it says click here for that stuff.
Yep.
And you click it. This is all right there that you guys can go and read. And we're basically just giving you what it says.
Yeah, it's basically, we're reading it off to you guys.
So some things that are going to be going down here, and some new adventures.
Yeah.
Are new podcast segments, like our Wednesdays. We're talking about dating apps and experiences on them.
Yep.
We're doing our online radio, Adrenaline Underground Radio.
Yep. Which I've already talked to a few artists who are going to be emailing me. We're getting what has got that at a standstill right now is getting the artists, the unsigned artists that have full permissions to do with their music, whatever they want with their music. We're filling up the playlist is what it is.
Yes.
That station is actually running live right now.
Yeah, it's live 24/7.
It's live 24/7, but it's got like a sample playlist on it of free music.
With our podcast.
Yeah, our podcast, our past podcasts are also playing on it. But we haven't really pushed it out because
we're still waiting
waiting for more artists. Once we get the artists to fill up the playlist, we're going to jump on it, and you guys will hear more about it.
And we'll be making a web page and all that fun stuff.
It's going to get its own web page and all that stuff.
And we'll bring that information to you guys when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll do a whole, like, when the release is finalized, that we're going to start it, we're going to go live, and we'll let you guys know when that is. One of the other things, we have new sponsors coming up. We're waiting for them to finalize their websites,
so that we can go forward.
So we can go forward with their
product.
Their products, so we can help push them out to you guys. And we got new affiliates coming in. We have
Dell. We have
Sixth Ave, and then we have a few other ones that are in the works. If you go to our homepage and go to the affiliates, you'll see the links, and they'll give you, some discounts.
Yeah, they got some great discounts there.
They got some discounts on there.
And you can't miss the button. On the right side, there's a bright purple tab. Just click that, and it'll take you right to them, and you can get those great discounts for yourself.
Right, yeah, so just, look out, for that.
And along with the Adrenaline Underground Radio, there's a bright blue tab on the right. You click that, and it'll take you right to that player. Yeah. And you can listen to that radio station there.
Yeah, we're gonna have it linked on this.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Adrenaline linked on this site and our podcast linked on its site when it comes around.
Yeah.
So these are intertwined.
Yeah, and with the new segments, there's gonna be new content and stuff like that. And with the new segments, we're also gonna be unveiling all new merchandise, all new gear. We've decided that because we have all new merchandise / gear. I call it gear.
I call it merch.
So it's kind of a slash deal.
Yeah.
We have it sitting
in the back office,
behind the scenes. But we decided that when we unroll all of these new segments and the radio, we're gonna do it all at one time.
And give you everything.
Give you guys everything, and bam, a whole new just experience.
Exactly.
So, and there's plenty more things to come. Like,
this isn't it.
Yeah, this is a rolling type of podcast, meaning we're always looking for new people. We actually talked to somebody. I've talked to this person, Kayla, on TikTok for 2 years now. And she had an experience with a doctor. I'm going to bring her on for a short segment at some point and talk about her experience of what happened.
We're always like something interesting.
It was kind of interesting to hear. So it's just like it's kind of like an open invitation.
Yeah.
If you go over to the Facebook group,
or to the website,
like email us and let us know through our contacts at Chappy'sandJrsPodcast at gmail.com. So send us an email, and we'll discuss you coming onto the air.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Actually, Troy, who is our next guest, which we're going to get to here in a few minutes, because we're going to take a break here in a few minutes, and we're going to... he actually contacted me through the Facebook group and sent me a private message and asked me if it would be something that I'd be willing to put on the air. And I thought maybe, you guys might want to hear,
somebody's story about
it. And so we decided that that definitely it might be something to hear.
They'll enjoy
to hear. So we're going to take a break right now, and after the break,
you guys will hear Troy.
You'll hear Troy. We're gonna sit here and pray. that Skype works in our favor today.
Which it literally worked 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, it worked. We tested it 10 minutes before the hour.
Yeah.
Junior went outside. I called him, to his personal Skype.
Yep.
And it worked. We recorded it.
And it sounded
good. So, knock on wood, it works. And we won't have any problems. So,
we'll be back here
back in a minute. You're going to be hearing a song from Sean Michael Kay. Check him out on all streaming platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all over the place. YouTube, everywhere. Check him out. But this is Sean Michael K with some Old Red. We'll be back after the break, guys.
Do one more for you. Here's another one off of our set list. You know what? Yeah, I'll do this one. See how country I can get. This is Blake Shelton's version transposed to my version of Old Red.
Well, I call my wife and another man, and it cost me 99. On a prison farm in Georgia, close to the Florida line. Well, I've been here for 2 long years. I finally reward my friend. So he sentenced me to a life of ease, taking care of old Red. Now old Red, he's the damnedest dog that I've ever seen. He got a nose that can smell a two-day trail. He's a 4-legged tracking machine. You can't consider yourself mighty lucky to get past the gators in the quicksand beds. But in all these years that I've been here, ain't nobody got past Red. And no one sang, come on, somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun, get a heavy tree for the morning comes.
Alrighty, guys, we're back. We're gonna give old Troy a call right now. Let's see if we, hopefully this works. And here we go.
Here's praying.
Here's praying, guys.
What's up?
Hey, Troy, on the air. Junior, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, not too much, man.
Right on. We talked a little bit on privately about the incarceration. So why don't you tell the first of all where you're from and there.
Well, for those of you that around the world, around the U.S. that do not know me, my name is Troy Blackwell. I live out here in Ashtabula, Ohio. That's where I'm from. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. That's where I was born and raised in, and that's pretty much where that starts off at.
Let's dive right into the situation. Basically, like from what I understand, full incarceration. So let's get in and let's tear into it.
All right. So about that, my brother, he was sitting in Lucasville prison right at the moment. He was on. He was on like hardcore drugs at the time, but did not know what he was doing until after. But the thing is, he has a lot of mental problems. He has Asperger's, which is off the charts.
Oh.
And he's sitting in prison for 15 years, which he shouldn't be sitting for that long for anybody that has like Asperger, autism, any kind of like mental disabilities should not be sitting in prison for a very long time.
Right. Now, me asking, what was it? Was his original charge?
No, actually, it was an aggravated burglary and felony assault.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if it was just it wouldn't be 15.
Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that if anybody had that lives out in Ohio, in the state of Ohio, or is currently out in the state of Ohio, that is listening to this, if anybody heard about the Amboy gas station robbery, he robbed that gas station because he was high on drugs.
Okay.
And anybody that's seen that on the Star Beacon, it was on social media like Facebook, Twitter, wherever that the Conneaut Police Department actually put it on.
Gotcha. See, I'm
here.
and they sometimes they don't take into account of a person's mental state when something happens. They just you. Now I know a lot of it is because they're going by the law, but so you're saying your brother does he have medical proof that he has all this stuff, like problem, Asperger's, and all that stuff?
Yes, he does.
Well,
Yes, he does.
They should.
With my wife sitting right next to me, she actually has pretty much raised him from a baby all the way to a teenager.
Okay.
Until he went to a group home in Youngstown. And he's been sitting there for all his teenage life.
Gotcha.
His teenage years.
Gotcha. So did when he went to court, did he have a court-appointed attorney?
I believe he did.
I believe he does. Now I don't know his court appointed attorney's name because I believe he never told me that.
Okay.
At the time, because he calls every once in a while. He gets like 3 phone calls.
Hi, I would also like to tell you guys his background, if that's okay.
Yeah.
My name's Lee. I'm his sister. My husband is his brother-in-law. Okay.
Gotcha.
Ever since he was little, he's always been a little bit aggressive, but it was always because of his mental disorder. When he was 5-6 years old, he was diagnosed with Asperger's, and his anger because of his Asperger's were off the chart. The doctor even said that he's going to be aggressive when he's older, where it's dangerous. But the thing is, it's something he cannot help because of the way his mind thinks.
Gotcha.
His
I
memory.
know how Asperger's work, kinda.
So, and not to mention, then the only man that was ever really his father passed away when he was 8 years old.
Oh.
So that,
Yeah.
see, it's all aligned that things happened back to back with each other, and he just had lost it.
I gotcha.
Okay, so another question I have: can he appeal anything? Can he get back into court, or is this kind of like
A done deal.
a done deal?
I think it's a done deal from what he's telling me, but what he's told me on the phone. But the thing is, I know that there's something can be done because I know it's from his mental problems. He's already tried to commit suicide in there about 3 times.
Huh.
Yeah, and his mental problems is causing him to make his mind snap, and it's really messing up his mind a lot.
You know, as me as a pretty normal person, go make my mind snap being in an 8x8 house. I couldn't imagine somebody that has any type of
Actual mental
actual disability. Imagine that. So can you guys advocate for him and try to do stuff for him, or is that out of
could. I just don't know. We could. I just don't know where to start. That's the problem.
Well, here's the thing there, Chappie and Junior. I know I've been in criminal justice, and I know that there's a lot of loopholes around this. And I just got to figure out exactly what kind of loopholes that there is. And once I find those loopholes, I can be able to establish those loopholes and be able to at least lessen his time sentence, because he's already been in there for at least about, 3 or 4 years now?
Almost 5.
Almost
now.
5 years.
So there's something that you guys can advocate for him and help him out. and maybe time served and maybe even get him out on like a probation, parole. Like,
right.
There's got to be something, because it's on paper. Excuse me. If on paper, with mental disabilities that normally should keep you out of.
It would send you to like a mental sort of deal.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they didn't do that with him.
Yeah, the part that is where I'm having is why the system into this.
Right.
And I agree with you, but unfortunately, our county, for some reason, is so backwards. They don't care if you're mentally ill or not. They'll just throw you in there.
Oh,
That's
I know.
That's also why I'm not just speaking on him. There is several people they've done this to in this area.
So wait, as in they've been wrongfully incarcerated?
Well, don't get me wrong. They've all done something wrong, but usually because they're mentally ill, this is why it happened.
Right.
Okay,
yeah, okay. That's what I mean by wrongfully incarcerated. Because when I say wrongfully incarcerated, I mean because of their unstable being can't be there for, so they're wrong.
Yeah.
They do it.
Right.
But that's harder to prove.
So then what you guys need to do is, the podcast kind of like this, you need to get other people do this. Like start a blog, start a YouTube channel, start going to the media outlets and using voicing this, and we can help educate, because I don't know how many, but they can help try to find out. There's a lot you can do. Social media, this is why we started this.
Yeah.
There's good things and things about social media. In your guys' case, this can be a lifesaver. It can be a lifesaver and get your brother out of jail, shouldn't be the sounds of it.
Yeah, and that's exactly
how
I feel.
Another thing I feel is that even if it had to do with his mental problems, I've seen people in our justice system in this area that have attempted murder on their case, and they're only serving like 2 to 3 years. Why is that he is serving 15 over when he done a crime that was less? How can I say it like it wasn't as bad as murder? You get what I'm saying?
Well, that has a lot to do with it.
It really does.
Yeah, because based on, for what I understand, is that when I went to criminal justice, you automatically get 15 years if you shoot somebody with a gun.
Yeah.
And if you didn't shoot somebody with no gun, and he didn't have no weapon at the time.
He had a knife.
But he had a knife, but he didn't use it. You shouldn't be serving at least 15 years because he never used that weapon or pulled that weapon out.
Right.
Makes sense.
Oh, actually, he did have it out, but he just had it on the counter the whole time. I seen the video.
That's the problem. He had it act towards.
Yeah.
It were why, but I believe in this situation it could have been handled differently.
Yes.
As they should have appointed, lawyer. Listen, he's documenting from doctors and this and that he's probably wrong. That lawyer should have pushed for treatment, not
exactly.
And I agree, and I've been saying that ever since he's been locked up because I knew he had mental problems.
Right, because I mean, as I would definitely figure out a way to advocate for this and push it out to other social media, and really try to get your point across and get people behind you and make this a movie. Because I see people released on the news. You see people released, for the same kind of things all the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that I'm worried about is that the conversations I've had with him, he sounds like some days he's getting better, but then there's days where he seriously is just losing his absolute mind in there, and it's making it worse.
Right. That's the thing. Like we as who we are, with not the power of the government behind it, it's hard for us. Well, let's just get. You actually have to get somebody on your side in the government, like a lawyer, or or an attorney to kind of help you guys out. Get behind guys, but that only can get
your voice out there.
To get your voice.
The only thing, though, that's hard for me when having conversations with him about this is that he denies that he has mental problems because he doesn't want that thing of saying that something's wrong with him, because he's like that type of guy, unfortunately. But I know for a fact that he's got problems.
Well, I mean, it's on paperwork. If he went to a doctor and the doctor has deemed him as mental, as having this, it doesn't matter what he says.
Work alone
the paperwork,
speaks for
speak for him.
Even the prison knows he's got mental problems because it's on his paperwork there too.
Right. There you go. I mean, seriously, I wish I had better resources of who to talk to. You Google, like the internet is a huge thing. So I would start there. Google how to do this move, start a petition, because you can go to the courthouse and start a petition and what do they call that? A sit-in type. Like, you can do all kinds of stuff just by going down to the courthouse and getting the approval, and then just start getting the word out. And I think it can move mountains. Because people start noticing, somebody driving down the street see you guys standing there with signs and this and that. They'd be like, well, let me look into it. So they do some research, and they realize that this kid is locked up for this reason and he needs help, and he gets behind. Yeah.
Hoping we do, guys.
You guys still there? May have lost them.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
I think we lost them. I don't know if they lost, but so we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with some closing thoughts.
You said you lied to me. You said it was all for show. You said it's make believe. You tell me pack my things and go. Yeah, I cannot conceive. There's messages in my phone. I am trying to see where it was that I went wrong. Well, she's a monster. She's right into the core, still I miss her. She keep me coming back for more. All this illusion.
All right, guys. Hey, we're back. So we lost connection somehow. He said he could still hear us, but we
same thing happened again.
Same thing happened the other night. But it's okay. We got the point across this time.
Yeah.
And hopefully, whoever's listening, I did get a text. I'm not sure what she means though. Our Wednesday Kirsten for the debacle of our dating apps is actually a listener right now. I'm not sure exactly what she means. Maybe I can get her on here to explain what she's talking. She called it a
vigil.
A vigil?
So basically, it's where people stand out, almost like when somebody dies in some sort of tragedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking she's talking about.
That's sort of what a vigil is.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure that's what she was talking about. What they got to do here is actually get down to their local government
building, courthouse,
whatever it is, and get the permissions and go out there
and get their voice
out because this podcast is a start.
Yes,
but they need to get local where their government officials, where their lawyers, where their judges, where all these people, where their police department, their police officers will see what's going on, see the signs, and
look into it.
And then they'll be like, oh, let's look into this. Like, they need to get their
story out.
The story out. That's why I mentioned doing a blog or something to get their voice out there.
Because this is a horrific story.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, the kid was on drugs. He has Asperger's. Okay, she told me it's a vigil for injustice. She's texting me right now telling me what it's called.
Right.
What was I saying? Like, they literally need to get their voice out there. Yes, Kirsten, like on the newspaper, news media, social media. They have to get their story out there. Like, I'm gonna keep following up with them and seeing if it's moving forward. And the podcast, as the podcast, we're gonna try to help them move this story along and see if we can help this story along and try to help them help this couple out, because her brother, which is Troy's brother-in-law, it sounds like he was in a bad place, bad time. In his life, not just because he robbed the place, but I mean, mentally he was in a bad place. Physically, he was in a bad place.
And people do stupid things.
And they do when they're on drugs. They do very stupid things, and sometimes they just need to catch a break. And in this case, he didn't catch it.
No, at least that lawyer had to have fucked up.
Yeah,
had to have.
Yeah, this to me is. The lawyer that was court appointed to him dropped the ball.
Yes.
Because he should have seen this list of stuff wrong with him mentally.
Should have seen the medical
papers and went, okay, let's push for some rehab. Let's push for some strict, probation.
Yeah.
Drug testing, like the whole, very strict,
But jail... That's too far for something like that. I can understand why the courts did that. Because they want to go straight by the law.
Yeah, I understand.
I get it. But they should have took that into account.
Yeah, they should have. They should have looked more into it. And then unfortunately, this happens more often than not.
It really does.
I mean, unfortunately, people get wrongfully incarcerated. Wait, what we got here? It doesn't matter. I'll explain tomorrow. A lawyer that our court appointed are overwhelmed.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. They really are. I get it. But
if the paperwork's in front of your face.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. The paperwork is in front of his face saying that he's got problems. Why not mention it? It's not like he had to go digging for it. He didn't have to go do anything extra. I'm sure.
Stay up late nights.
Yeah, I'm sure it was all right in front of him because if the jailhouse knows about it, I'm sure it was when he went into court.
Yeah.
So I personally I don't know if this was just because
they wanted to make an example
out of him. Maybe the judge had a bad night, had a bad morning. He could have had somebody in court before him and pissed him off, which happened. It happens. There's a lot of variables that can go into it.
Bunch of factors.
So that.
It's a sad story.
It is a sad story, and we're going to try to help as much as we can. And we will try to help. We'll
bring you updates on this.
Yeah, we'll bring you updates. And we'll see what we can do to help this. Maybe we'll get the community that's in our group to kind of give advice and
try to get them to put that story out.
Well, even if they don't put the story out, they can help give advice to maybe what Troy and his wife can do to help. Maybe not do it personally themselves, but maybe help them figure out which direction to go.
Gotcha.
So, we're about out of time here, guys. We're at our 2-minute warning. So, real quick, is there anything that you want to go over that you might be talking about on Monday?
Not off the top of my head right now, but keep tuned for it at 8 p.m. EST.
This kid, he has no idea what he's doing until the day of. Let me reframe that. Minute of. Okay? But anyway, tomorrow we're going to be going live across all platforms.
Which we've got our recording thing that we do our Twitch and Facebook lives from. We got that.
It's ready to go. Hopefully everything else. Maybe we'll have a special guest here. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, head over to the website, check it out.
Check out the Adrenaline Underground Radio.
Yeah, we're going to be having a whole bunch of stuff, like I said, by weekend. We're going to be, the URL, we're actually going to be we're going to be starting that after the show.
And one big thing that we didn't mention, we're actually currently sponsored.
Oh, yeah. We're sponsored by Keener Precision Plastics. Which, as soon as there's 2 other companies, as soon as they get their websites, because they started building them, and then I offered them a really good deal because we're now sponsored through IONOS.
Yes, IONOS.
Who is the people that we got our website hosting,
our web domain,
all that stuff through. Well, I had offered that we get commission to them, which is very small amounts, but it gives the people who we give it to a really good deal. So now they're redoing their websites, and they're filling them up with their product. And as soon as they get their product filled up, they're going to get it to us. And we might have all 3 of them as sponsors next month. We might have 1, 2, I don't know.
We'll see.
But anyway, it's been real.
It's been fun.
But it ain't been real fun.
Take it easy, guys.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
Do one more for you.